In my life, in my time, I've experienced a lot of hardship and crossroad, and I feel like I'm going through another one. Whether that is, I want to explain what I mean or give examples. I feel like to really get my point across, I want to say that this video goes out for those who are in that hard spot. The video goes out for those who really, I guess, need it and need a bit of a reality check. For those who are in deep hardships, those who are in deep uncertainty about their future, or even those who feel like they're not doing much or trying to figure out how things work. I hope this video finds you, and I hope that you're able to get through it all. We all been through crossroads in our life that we have to struggle and deal with. And in those moments, we can look back and reflect and figure out how to get through it. But for me, I always reflect in the hardness of my life, as in the toughness I experienced through my youth and my early adult and teen years, and what I felt, what slowly created me as a person. I always remember the days where I woke up cold and frigid in my room, you know, and hearing the struggles of my family right next to me. And every so often, I always remind myself of that period of time whenever I'm in deep hardship, and always remind myself how I got out of there. It was through my own will and sacrifice and my willingness to throw everything at the world, and how much that took a toll on me. As I get older and older, and when I'm still in these crossroads, especially today, right? I'm making a decision that will, in the short term, impact my life, but I feel long term will at least help me have more clarity and make me realize of what I am trying to do. Every so often, these crossroads become more and more louder and more vocal. But for me, I have to face those things. I have to ultimately face the outcome of my action and my decision in these roads. Not everybody is given a dirt road and a crossroad. Many of us are really, I think most of us have always and will face that duality of the two roads. For me, especially, I felt that the most. I've always chosen the more longer, narrow, thinnest road because I felt that it was the better option for me long term, and it always paid off. Especially at times when I'm going through heartaches and just mental difficulty and physical difficulty, especially with my don't want to get ill a lot. And I always see that. But for those who are listening and those who found this video, or even those of my subscriber, I'm here to tell you that don't give up. Ultimately, your decisions will matter. Don't try to be a nihilist or a syndicate or a cynical person about these moments of your life. Your actions do have major consequences in your own decision in the world you make. You must be willing to accept that and be willing to sacrifice what is necessary for the future, whether it is for yourself, a family member, a family of your own, or for your friend, or for your community, or for whatever it may be, the willingness to sacrifice. When I remind myself of those days of cold, those frigid nights, I always remember how much sacrifice I made, the lack of sleep, the lack of time I had for myself, for my family, for my friends. If you're in that position, you're not alone. Be willing to give up what you have to, even if you have to wait a little longer than you expected. Be joyful for what you have committed yourself to, though the pain is very much real when you're not alone. For those who find this, just remind yourself that things are bad, but things will only get better if you keep going through. It is easy to take the nihilist road. It is easy to take those roads, if you know what I mean. But I feel like that's not the right way. It's not a question of being strong or weak. It is a question of your resilience against the world. You can't let the world beat you. Honestly, you should never let the world beat you. But in the end, you must be willing to sacrifice if you want to beat the world, or whatever it may be. Every so often, I really do think about my past more than I want to believe. And today being one of those moments where I look back at the crossroads I have been through, it's in pain. But that pain is what makes you who you are. The crucible, the baptism of what you will become down the line. If the pain is real, then embrace it. Don't give up. Don't surrender. That is the willingness you must be, or really, you must be willing to bear your crucifix, your own sins of the world, and be like Atlas to carry the world on your back, or our Lord and carries a cross. You must be willing to bear it, and it's hard. It's tough. It really is a tough world. But don't give up. It's really no reason to give up. Moments like these, being wholesome is the best thing. Moments like these, being true to yourself is even more important than trying to hide how you feel. And ultimately, you're not alone. You're never alone. Whether you have God, family, friends, a partner, you're never alone in the end. You have to keep pushing forward. For those who are going through it, don't give up. You're not alone, and you never will be alone. There's many people out there who's going through the same thing. Many weak, many strong, rich or poor. Thank you for listening. And in the end, there is light in the darkness. Thank you.